Last time that I got my testosterone levels checked, my free testosterone came back at 656 pmols per litre, naturally. No needles, no medications, no secret supplements, just proven habits that work. And in this video, I'm going to explain that everything that I do that I think has contributed to this high natural testosterone reading so that you can do the same without having to go anywhere near TRT. And this is exactly what we do with the guys inside the program every single day, so we can get their testosterone levels sky high without touching TRT. Now, first of all, let's look at the foundations, the basics, the boring stuff that ultimately is going to move the needle the most. All right, and the first one, which is going to be one of the biggest contributing factors, is making sure that you are lifting weights each and every week. Personally, I lift weights on average 4 times per week, following a structured training program. At the moment, I'm doing 2 full body push sessions per week, 2 full body pull sessions per week, and in each of those sessions there's a little bit of leg work at the start. If you want more details around how I've structured my training program, pop me a message and I'm happy to share that with you. Now, the second thing that we need to look at, once again, another huge needle mover, is your sleep. Personally, I aim for 7 to 8 hours per night where possible, and I also follow a consistent schedule, meaning I go to bed roughly at the same time, I wake up roughly at the same time, even at the weekends. Now, having kids certainly helps with this. They keep you to a regular schedule. The third thing is going to be making sure that you are eating plenty of nutrient-dense food full of good proteins and good fats. We need to skip these low fat products that have come into the limelight over the last couple of decades. We need to get back to the basics of eating good, whole, healthy, nutrient dense foods, including fats. The next thing that I do is I make sure that all of the potential nutrient gaps that cannot be filled through my diet are at their optimal level. All right, and this is going to be done through supplementation. Now, when you look at blood work, you'll be able to pinpoint exactly what your body needs, but as a general rule of thumb, for most men, they're going to need vitamin D, okay, which particularly in the UK this time of year where there's not a lot of sunlight, you're going to need to be supplementing, and magnesium. Now, the magnesium is also going to help with your sleep. The zinc is also going to help your recovery, and all of these 3 together are going to act as a powerhouse for boosting testosterone naturally. And the final thing that we want to do in the foundations, okay, getting the basics locked in, is going to be making sure that you're getting plenty of sunlight. This is also going to help regulate your circadian rhythm. For me personally, when I wake up, within the first half an hour, I'm out the door walking the dog. So that helps get sunlight in my eyes, that helps regulate my circadian rhythm. And once again, I'm going to be absorbing more vitamin D because the sunlight is going to be on my skin. Now, these are the basics. Now I'm going to dive into the other stuff that you can do to help take this to a whole new level. Right, now that we've got those basics nailed, then we can start to look deeper. Now, the first thing that I do to help with this is I run regular blood work. The test that I use for myself and with my clients, we test over 60 plus biomarkers to give us a full picture of what is going on internally and where our system needs love. Now, the last time that I did this, there was a few key areas that could be identified from the blood work and the symptoms that I was experiencing. The first one was my liver needed a little bit of love. My SHBG was a little bit high, and by improving my liver health, that's going to bring that down and boost my free testosterone levels. The other thing that needed a bit of attention was my gut. There was a few issues that was going on inside my gut, which was leading to certain symptoms, and essentially these needed addressing. But if you start with the blood work, you can pinpoint exactly what your body needs, so you can build a plan with your nutrition, your training to a degree, your supplementation, and your lifestyle around that. The next thing that I do is I only drink filtered water. When we got the kitchen done, we got a boss level water filter installed under the sink. It's a Homix water filter. It removes all of the heavy metals, removes the fluoride, and puts back in the stuff that your body actually needs for optimal hydration. I can understand that's quite expensive to do for a lot of people, but for me and my family, it was a worthwhile investment, and it just means that every time we have a drink, we know all of the nasties have been taken out. The next thing that I do is I try and reduce plastic contamination within my food. We know that it's hard to completely eliminate this, but things like not microwaving your meals in plastic can really help bring that down, which ultimately, in the grand scheme of things over a long time, can help with your testosterone levels. Which brings me on to the next thing. I try and use only natural, where possible, skincare products. All right, so this could be from shower gels, shampoos, deodorants. I try not to use deodorant unless I'm playing sport, because otherwise it's just not going to be fun for anyone. And I try and use a magnesium spray on my armpits instead where possible. What you need to understand is what you put on your body gets absorbed, and your skin is one big organ. So if we can reduce the amount of chemicals that is going onto your skin, that is going to massively help. The other thing that I've done is I've ditched fluoride toothpaste. Once again, I'm just trying to reduce the amount of chemicals that is being absorbed by my body, which ultimately, in the grand scheme of things, is going to help keep those testosterone levels high and also just help with my overall general health and well-being. The final thing that I do is I try to compete in sport on a semi-regular basis. Some studies suggest that, getting competitive can help boost testosterone. Sometimes this can just be in the moment, but also, I believe there's also some long-term benefits to that as well. So these are all of the things that you might want to consider in your life as well, and start pinpointing, right, what areas can I improve? Now, this doesn't necessarily mean you have to live in a cave, you can't live a modern life, but it's just about picking and choosing which ones are going to be right for you. For example, for me, aftershave, I don't want to get rid of. It's probably not the best thing for me in terms of testosterone levels, but I like smelling nice, so I'm not going to remove that one. But things like removing fluoride toothpaste was an easy win. Using natural shower gel was an easy win. Trying not to use as much deodorant where possible was an easy win. So you've got to find the same easy wins for you that ultimately are all going to compound and help keep that testosterone level high. So if you want to fix your testosterone levels, nail the basics, run proper blood work, fill in the gaps, and build a plan around that. And this is exactly what we do inside the Unbreakable Man program every single day. And if you found this video useful, please make sure you hit the like and subscribe. And if you want details about the coaching program, please just pop me a message on Instagram and I'll explain exactly how our functional bloodwork system works, and also explain the details of our current intake called Operation Rebuild, which is a 16-week case study program, which is going to help guys get their testosterone levels naturally high. And we're going to be testing before and after. We're going to get you in the best shape of your life, looking and feeling your absolute best.